So opened up my Mondays for one-on-one sessions. Right now we're doing a special, just $60. But if no one's here, I'll answer questions for the week. So we're gonna do live if someone had a question. One question was, can you perform your weird Pallof presses and record them? So, because I can't remember. All right, I will do that for you. I will talk about sticks, how to make your own mobility stick, my newest model. So you want it a little taller than you is what I'd say. This might be a little overkill, but that makes it nice. Get that stretch there. As you can see, it's a bendy stick. So we'll talk about those in a second. Let's warm up with the Pallof press. I see a lot of people just using PVC pipe. This has wood in the middle. This one is easy because it's had a piece, little dowel curtain rod. So I left about 2 feet in the middle because that is way too bendy, especially if it's that tall. This is just extra plastic pipe I had on the end and some hockey tape. And then there's wood in the middle. It's my other ones. Started with this one because I just had this kind of 4-foot, 4.5-foot piece. I just put some sticks in there. I'm like, well, let's put some thicker sticks. Starts thicker, but that's not it doesn't go as far. Probably nicer, but it was way too much work. And this one is my most bendy one. A little duck. This is probably smart too if you're afraid of it snapping and you know what PVC pipe will do when it snaps. Duct tape might control the shrapnel. That's my thinking there. It's not really gonna help. It might make it look cooler with black duct tape, but not really gonna help limit the bend, I don't think. Maybe on a minute scale. But let's talk sticks in a second. Pallof press. Hook up whatever you got here. Let me lower this so you can see my weird. It's just convenient for when I have lots of people in a class. Is a tire with a kettlebell, and there's just a million bands here. Get me in the shot here. So traditional Pallof press. Even starting kneeling. Wrong knee. Or no knee at all. Just here. Starting in long wing position. Here at the center. And I just want to get a long neck. Nice and tall. You can think foundation training. Get the knees close. Get the feet wide. Just resisting rotation. You feel your low back muscles turn on. When I'm ready, I can press this. And I'm thinking, press my body away from my hands. You'll feel the neck want to cave. So that might be your important cue. Most important cue is chin back, chest up, long cylindrical neck. Getting my weight out of my toes. Just resisting rotation. Core is working here. A lot of people start doing this number. I don't really like that. I just like the hold. I will do something like that. But maybe center line. You only got little tiny play from your hips. If you want more, those like kind of wood chop style exercises, I suggest right foot forward. Breathe, press. I see a question, I will answer. Then rotating. And yes, this works standing. It takes even more work, more balance. I'll show you some more options here. Doing good. How are you? Doing Pallof presses. So now I can do it standing. Let me get a better angle here. And if any of you caught the David Weck and Eric Goodman conversation, more like a debate, David Weck does not like this exercise. And I think I understand why. Even when I started doing this, I didn't really get the whole, this number. I automatically kind of went to my foundation training roots. I was thinking like more like along the idea of woodpecker rotations. So thinking about my pelvis and how I want to rotate, get the whole spine involved in the motion, not just my shoulders, not just my low back. We're locking in the low back, stiffening that lumbopelvic region. To go a little high. Again, your trick is neck, press it away from you. Press your body back. It's your head pressing back. You want the head following. I'll show you a lateral view in a second. Center line, rotating over the forward leg, always over the forward leg. Unless we're doing like an archer, right? Now I can feel the difference in the shoulder. So let's hit the other side. Give you a lateral view. I get in my right hand. We'll start kneeling like I did before. Knees are close, but a fist distance apart. Feet are wide. I'm driving the heels out. Get a little tension just here in long wing. I know if I have a little tension when I bring it here, it's going to be tough. This alone should be tough. Then I got to fix the neck. Bring that neck up nice and tall, powerful. I'm pressing away. Big chest, long neck. Even this alone should be tough and should be no fun. Unless you enjoy pain. All right, try not to breathe into the mic. I'm used to doing that slow exhale, which you should be doing, but I'll back off just for the sake of not bursting your eardrums. There we go. Now you can see I only have a little bit of play. I can have a lot if I go for my low back. If I'm just for my hips, it's maybe, 5 degrees of rotation here? So I don't want you doing this to your low back. That's not good for your low back. I agree with David Weck there. If I go to this stance, however, I can get a lot more from my hip. Powerful, start close to the chest. This is your chance to get that chin back, chest up, long neck. Neck and hinge, press. Again, this is your bang for your buck right here. You want to hold this. Might even be better than you moving from your low back here. But here I can rotate right hip towards left. Sorry, I keep doing the whistle. That's hard for me to do. Ooh. Here I'm trying to not rotate from the back, all from the hips. It's this left leg that's resisting rotation. What is my breathing here? I like to inhale as I move. Why? Simple. Just trying to help strengthen this whole canister, lock it down. The inhale helps me stiffen my low back. I feel my low back stabilizers turn off. If I'm rotating from my back, my stabilizers are not working. Here they're working. Good. Let's try it standing. So I have a little tension here, just in long wing. Another chance to get tall. Knees are loose, long neck, big chest, core is tight. I'm preparing because I don't want to end up here. You want to bring yourself into fight or flight. Be powerful, be strong. There, so we can just hold this. Again, I can play with, even there, my hip went thunk. Work on just hip motion. Core strong. When I was first taught to do these, there was a lot of off to the side and here, which is maybe more practical for your life, but it could be a lot too much from the low back. Again, we'll go into the woodpecker position. Left foot forward, right foot back. So I'm going over the forward leg. Bring it up to the core. Again, if this is too hard, just move in closer. You don't want to be falling over. Hinge, long neck. Hold. Now we got our woodpecker rotation. We're going up, over. Woo! It's fun. What we got? Hi, hi, hi. Morning, everyone. If it's morning where you are, I'm still waking up. So there's Pallof press. We could even do a little David Weck version here that I thought was fun. David Weck has this strong side, long side that he likes to talk about. So if I got this in my right hand, what I can do is lead with the right leg. Think about your standard rotator cuff exercise. Both in my right hand. I'm gonna shoulder trace on the left, lock that right elbow right above my hip. I'm bringing my hip up to that, getting my neck long over my toes, long side left, strong side right. We can add a bit of this Pallof press. Not so much of a press now as I've just got that strong stance, really burning out that rotator cuff. Problem with this exercise is people do it and they're really not going. They're the same thing. They're going more here. They're never hitting that external rotation motion that they want. That's the correction. That's where the exercise starts. So this locks your core into place. Dig in left elbow right above the hip, like that pit of the hip. Tracing the right up. Hinging. I'm getting my head up long over my toes. Hinging at the hips. He calls it raptor. You're gonna pounce on something. So right here, trying to get to center line, not really go so much there, working on that external rotation. What this does is it locks the rest of my body. Ooh. Speaking of shoulders, this one needs more love. Oh, okay. Just thinking about this morning, cool little one. So I was doing, turn it this way, band on a pull-up bar. I was doing some, what do you call them, around the world with the kettlebell. Can't think this morning. But with the band locked under the shoulder. So normally I do some swings with it, hook the band under, get some swings, loosen up that shoulder. Here I can hook under the armpit, get my kettlebell. A little bit of disadvantage here is you don't have a kettlebell on this side, but you're gonna work on, get some momentum here. It's going around. So when I pass this kettlebell behind myself, that band resists that and it opens up the shoulder at the socket. So again, this is another one that will help pull that shoulder. Sometimes you get a clunk. I can go the other way too. Switch it up. Still try with a light kettlebell. It's just a 29-pounder. Got it under, right in the armpit, deep, just like we do with our banded hip mobilizations. Deep as you can get it. Getting to the point where I'm kind of falling over, the band's pulling me over the shoulder. Should be facing right where the band attaches, just like with your Pallof press. Get some momentum here. Ooh. Switch it up. It's tiring. Oh. Just bring it behind the back. That arm has to work so much harder. Pass it through. just since I did those. I really like those kneeling. If you haven't noticed, I do everything kneeling. Why? Just helps us lock that core into place a little bit better. So knees about a fist distance apart. I'm hinged just a little bit. Weight's not in the toes, weight's in the knees. Make your David Weck again. You got your long neck, core tight. And this will be less me wobbling, right? I'm trying to lock down. It's easier in this position. Work on my core. Wear some shoes. Don't smack your heel with the bell like I just did. I have to get a little bit more out of that hinge. There you can go. Woo. You can also do these little stops. Sometimes that's easier if you really want to get some momentum. It's a heavier bell. You want to get it all the way around. All this stuff trains your neck. Nice. Let's talk about our sticks. Do some windmills. Need to change the board. We had Pallof press, we had windmills, overhead presses. We started doing kind of a earthquake bar. And that's another advantage you could use with these. If you put wood in it, it's not going to work if it's just PVC pipe. But you got some wood in there. Simple what I did is you can buy little bands. I like these just hip bands for squats. Hook it right where you got your hockey tape. What you're spending less than $10. Like less than $10 for PVC pipe. So you get 2 sticks, get 10 feet. You make 2 sticks, some wood. I'm sure it's less than 10, especially if you're scrapping pieces of wood like I am. So here I can just load one side. Again, core stability day. We did some of these, some deadlifts. So I don't have a weight on the other end, I just have weight on one end. So the farther I get away from that, the more bendy the band is bouncing, the bar is bouncing. That all makes it more. Your mechanoreceptors fire. All your spinal muscles have lots of mechanoreception. It means they sense motion. What are they bad at? They're bad at sensing pain. Your other big muscles, like your lats, have the opposite. It's one or the other. It's not really muscles that have lots of nociception, just your pain receptors, and there's lots of mechanoreception, like your neck. Suboccipital muscles have kind of up to 200 in some areas. All right. And so you can do that overhead. I didn't try one side, but that would be even harder. Or just a stick. I have lots of sticks, as you can see. I've carved a mini stick. I had a tree fall down in my backyard, so this is red maple. Just did some polyurethane. So those don't have as much of a bend is the problem. They got a little bit. So one advantage of like using a stick over metals, we'll have a little bend, but we want a lot like this. Let's start with this. Before we get right into the windmill, this will be a little easier progression. Kind of thinking Pallof press. So I'm going to start right hand up. I don't have to be super high if you don't have to be that high. Just we don't want the shoulder up. So let me show left since I'm facing left. I'm thinking shoulder down, neck long. So I'm poking the stick through the floor. I'm angling it a little bit towards my toe. Poke it down. Get that neck long. So I got a stiffness under the armpit. We always talk about the lemon. You're making lemonade. Squeeze that lemonade under your armpit. And then as soon as my shoulder goes down, my feet respond by pushing the head up. For me, I always think of a corkscrew. When you're opening a wine bottle, you take the arms. Your arms are your arms, and you bring that down, and the cork comes out. The cork is your head. And it's your feet, you notice, have to get involved with that. I know we're hitting this, but it's really important concepts. As the shoulder comes down, some people do that one or the other. They push down, they bear down like this. Like, oh, I'm pushing it into the ground. No, that's not what I want. Use your arm, get tall. Oh, okay, dude. Then you can take, I always say our middle arm, your other arm, push. I'm pushing in the middle of the stick. So this just breaks the slack of the stick, and I start getting a little bit more of a stretch. So I can start hinging the hips back. So if I want to get the whole lat, I want to take that left leg back. So it's the same leg, same arm. This just allows me to sink into it a little bit. So I'm going to get a bit of a deeper stretch here with the bendy stick than I would over a non-bendy stick. So that press, a little bit like your Pallof. Don't just collapse into it. Think chin back, chest up. My core is tightening in response. I got my hinge. Press, core, suck in as much as you can. The lat will respond. You get a better stretch out of it. If your spine isn't in extension, this is extension. This is thoracic extension. So you want to keep the core tight. So I end up in a little bit of rounded, like I'm gonna hit a heavy deadlift. You think neck up long, you're lengthening the mid back, rounding a little bit, not from the low back. This is bending from the low back. You'll see the butt. You'll notice deadlifter, they don't have this with the butt. They press their hips back, lengthen the neck, so it's all roundy, more like that. So they have that good hinge. And it feels really good. You don't want to be here. So the neck is extended too. The neck is that I could be across the room and I'll see it because I've watched the neck and I'll know what the rest of your spine is doing based off that. The neck controls. Let's even it out. Show you maybe from this view. I'm going to pack the shoulder down. Press the feet into the floor. Through the floor, I like to say. Press the feet through the floor. Get tall, long cylindrical neck. You feel the front of these little skating muscles working. You're taking your SCM and you're trying to rip it off your body. That runs from your skull to your collarbone. So I can puff my chest up here, not by, a lot of people extend to puff their chest. No, right here, right below the collarbones. So I pull up with my skull, the chest inflates. Breathe, back of the shoulder down. Maybe just start open here. I immediately cave, that's not what we want. This will allow me to get a big chest. It'll also allow me to engage my back muscles so we get out of long wing. But keep that, cross, push. There's a push, there's a pull. I'm pulling with the right arm. It's already pushing into the ground. Now I'm pulling, right leg back. Find the stretch under the right armpit. This is what I'm afraid of with not putting wood in there. If you just have PVC pipe, you want it to be resistant. Like I'm pushing pretty hard here. If it's super bendy, I'm afraid it'll just go right into hyperextension. Good. Now for the windmill, I almost like a little bit more of a bendy stick. I think it'd be really hard to break. A lot of people, when I watch them do windmills with a stick, I don't see the stick bending very much. And you'll get much more out of it if it bends. That's why I like my, let me switch to my really bendy one, just so you can really see it. A little bit longer too. The longer it's going to be, the more bendy. If I wanted to, I could just cut some of the PVC pipe and drive the stick down deeper. So start with, maybe I need to back this up so you can see me. Get myself some real estate. So immediately I'm kind of in hyperextension here in the low back. So I want to fight that. I'm going to push into the stick, push my head back, suck that core in as much as I can. Nice wide windmill stance here. Drive the core in, chin back, chest up. This alone, I'm feeling the pecs, stretching. I'm going to take the stick, bring it down. I'm going to bring it down all the way off to the left. And here I'm trying to bend the stick. Walk my hand up on the left. I got my left knee bent, my right knee straight. This alone is a good stretch. If I want to build on it, I can bend the stick, bend the right knee. Oh. So you can just bounce in and out of those two. No bounce. Press. I've kind of snaked my hand around the stick. Big, big stretch there in that pec. Don't let the stick beat your arm. So that's why it's good to start with a little bend and then you build on it. Show the other side. And you'll find this one tends to be the harder. And I need to probably do this one more because I always demonstrate that way first. So I'm going to start with bending the stick. Hinging. Hinging, I'm bending, I'm pushing back with my spine. I'm going to bring left side down. Hopefully you can see a little bend there. I can walk that hand up more, get a little more bend. So right now, right knee's bent, left knee's straight. If I want to build on this stretch. Oh. See that? See the agonizing? This might be one of the deepest stretches in your life. You don't have to do a lot. This is a less bendy stick version. That one, I was kind of here. Kind of base of the ribs, upper lumbar region. If you got a cranky lumbar, you couldn't even put it right there. Some people, they automatically flatten their back. That's not what I'm saying. Keep your curve in your low back, especially as I hinge. I want to keep a little bit curve. If the stick is right there and I'm pushing forward my hands, it'll encourage that lordosis to remain. We want that. That way the butt's not tucking. You'll feel your hamstrings a lot more. So much to talk about in that move that we could work on. You'll feel a lot. For me, my shoulders are 90-year-old shoulders. That's what I felt a lot of. But I can go up here. I don't know why I decided to do this in my hoodie. It's getting hot. It's still cold here in Pennsylvania. So I'm scapula. You'll feel the spine of the scapula. That's that knife edge bump going right below it. Again, I can do the same. Push the head back. Bend the stick. You see the bend? Tiny bend. Getting that bend. Here, I don't have to be as windmill wide. I could even be just shoulder width apart. Head back, core tight. Hinge the hips back. And we can just windmill here. So hinging from the left. Hinging from the right hip. So again, not super bendy. Could even take this into a split stance. Why? Why are we doing this? Me pushing my head back. Me pushing it with a stick just keeps my torso locked. Allows my hip to do the work. So I'm not just flopping. And you can still cheat, right? You can still bend like this because you're rounding. Or trying to swivel. Rotate from the hip, hinge from the hip. You should feel that glute. Back of the thigh, hamstring. Ooh. Again, you might have one that's a little tougher. For me, it's going off that left. So if I want to, I could hit a few. You're doing what a chiropractor does. By you strengthening what's weak, you're pulling hips, spine back into alignment. The advantage there is it's going to stay. You're training your body to hold it, and you're making your body aware of issues. Honestly, that's the biggest problem. People are just unaware of the issue. They're aware of how horrible their backs are. And once you build that awareness, it doesn't go away. So you feel like you're in the Matrix, and you're like Cypher, and you want ignorance to go bliss. Making all this stuff up, I swear. Sounds like it. stick I made up. That's really all I had. The questions I had from the week is the Pallof press and the how to make your own stick. Get some PVC pipe, some wood in it. 2 feet, I'd say, at least in the middle. I'll leave that. Maybe less, depending on how little you want it to bend. But even just a PVC pipe, I'm afraid it'll break. I talked to a plumber. He's like, yeah, you don't want that to snap. Especially if it's cold, it responds. If it's warm, hot out, that PVC pipe will have a little more bend in it. If it's cold, you try to bend it, it might shatter. Otherwise, you go to Stick Mobility and they have sticks, and they're like $80 a stick, and I ain't spending that. Well, I hope you guys have a good week. I don't really have anything else. I don't see any questions. Well, I'll let you all go for half an hour. Shoulders feel good, feel loose. So now it's time to hit a little workout. That was a lot of stretching. Take care, guys.